Okay, here we are for our very last day of Wednesday Science. It's been so much fun, right? I hope this summer you will continue to do science at home. You can find all kinds of science experiments. Remember that cool science book I have, that cat science experiment that Nathaniel gave me? There's great experiments in that. You can also find them on YouTube or read about them. There's a great YouTube channel called Kate the Chemist, and she does all kinds of fun science experiments for kids, and you could go find more there. But today, all three of our science experiments have to do with plastic bottles. Now, the first one, you can actually use a glass bottle, but I wouldn't want you to drop it. So it may be better to use a plastic bottle, and you'll see why. Because what we're going to do in our very first science experiment, science experiment is make a tornado. Isn't that so cool? If you had been able to go to the Science Center, remember we were going to go on a field trip to the Science Center? If we'd been able to do that, they have a floor in the Science Center that's dedicated to weather. Like this whole area you can go, and you can actually stand on this platform and they have pretend weather going on, but you can kind of feel it. And you could be in a tornado. Now, it's not a real tornado, and you wouldn't have to be worried about it at all. It's actually a lot of fun. But tornadoes is because the wind is whipping, same with hurricanes, and because they're doing that, there's something called a vortex that it's creating. So we're going to do that within a bottle. So first you need an empty bottle. Now mine isn't empty because I already filled it up. What you're going to take is your bottle, and you're going to fill it. You can see I did a black line to show you about how full it is so I could make sure you could see it. I'm going to fill it about 3/4 of the way. There's our fraction, 3 out of 4, 3/4 of the way full of just water. This came right out of my sink. And then you need some dish soap. You're going to need about 3 drops of dish soap. Let me just show you on my piece of paper. So you need your bottle about 3/4 of the way full and 3 drops of dish soap. So that's all you need for this experiment to work. Okay, I'm going to do this really slow because my drops come out really fast. Let's see if I can get 3 drops in there. 1, 2, 3 drops in there. Okay, now that's all I need. I, however, am also going to add a little food coloring. Now, I don't have to do that for this experiment to work. It just makes you be able to see the hurricane in the bottle a little bit clearer. Then, if you also happen to have glitter, which of course I happen to have, you could throw some glitter in there also. Again, you don't need the glitter or the food coloring for it to work. So you can do this science experiment with just a little bit of soap and a little bit, my stuff is coming out a little bit slow. Does that ever happen to you when you're using glitter? That's probably good, because remember our germ experiment with glitter? What happened? Where did the glitter go? Everywhere, just like those germs, which is why it's so important we wash our hands. Okay, so that's probably why it comes out slow. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to put my lid on really tight. I'm going to make sure my lid is on really tight, and the reason I want to do that is because I'm going to turn it upside down, and I don't want any to spill out of that green water. Okay, ready? Okay, I'm going to go like this. You can see it's just going like that. Now, I'm not going to shake it, but instead I'm going to turn it in a circle, a circular motion, just like a hurricane does. Can you see it in there? Oh, you can totally see it. Look at that hurricane in my bottle. It's even cooler, of course, if you do it live yourself, but can you see it? I put a little glitter in there so you could see it. Let me try you. I have another green one that doesn't have glitter. Let's see if it makes a difference. If you can see it a little better. There, you can kind of see it. Oh, it's even cooler in person, but you can see that the vortex, which includes tornadoes and hurricanes, and actually wind spouts, which is a tornado that happens over water, you're making it in the bottle. There's your hurricane in a bottle. Just a bottle of water and a couple drops of dish soap. Isn't that super fun? I think you will actually have fun doing it. You know, we made this yesterday, and I have to say people in my house just keep walking by and making the tornado happen. So it's so fun. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to start this experiment in my kitchen, and then we're going to actually end it outside because my last 2 experiments will end outside. This one you could do the whole time in your kitchen. You don't have to do it outside. When I tried it, I did it over my sink, but I think it'll just be fun to do outside. So let me show you what you need. Again, you need a water bottle, okay? This is just a water bottle. We went on a jog earlier today. My sons used this water bottle. Then you're gonna see that you're gonna have to take some scissors But make sure moms and dads help you with this because you don't want to cut plastic by yourself, okay? So you can see I already cut it. I just bent it a little like you do. And then you're going to cut it so that you end up cutting the lid off, okay? Scissors will work just fine. You could use a knife, but scissors work for the plastic. It's not very hard. Then you can use a thin towel, like a really thin towel if you have one. I actually am using a paper towel. It doesn't work as well to do over and over again because the paper towel gets too wet. But since I'm just going to show you once, it's really great. If you have a really thin towel, that works great also. And then what's going to happen, you're going to take that paper towel, you're going to cover that. See, here's the top of my lid. Do you see that? And then I'm going to take what is this? Can you see what that is, everybody? A rubber band, and I'm going to secure that on to my bottle, just like that. And now I pulled it to make it tight. So after I put that rubber band on, I pulled the towel or the paper towel to make it tight. Now I'm going to add something to this. I can again stop right here. I don't have to do anything else for this. In a minute though, I am going to add a little food coloring to this, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Then I need two things. I need 1/4 of a cup. There's my 1/4 of a cup. Can you see it? 1/4 of a cup of soap, dish soap again. Now I actually already poured it into my bowl, okay? So I already took 1/4 a cup and I poured it in here, okay? Then, look, I didn't pour the water yet. I'm gonna take this is just 1/2 cup of water, just right from my tab. Now you can mix it a little bit if you want. You see how mine has a little bit of bubbles in it? Can you see? I don't want to spill it. It has a little bit of bubbles in it. Just mix it a little bit. Okay, now for the fun. Well, what I'm going to do before we head outside is I'm going to take my water bottle like this, and I'm going to take some of my food coloring, and I'm just going to add it right here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit right here. Okay. I think I'll make it green. Okay, I'm working with green apparently today. Okay, let's take this outside and see what happens. But before I do that, just in case it's simpler for you to take a screenshot of this, let me show you what you need. A small plastic bottle, a rubber band, scissors, 1/4 a cup of dish soap, 1/2 cup of water, a thin towel, I used a paper towel, and food coloring, okay? We're gonna get to see, I'll just explain right now, we're gonna get to see the state of matter. There's 3 states of matter we learned about in 1st grade, solids, liquid, and gases. And when you breathe out, what are you breathing? Are you breathing a solid out? No, you're breathing a gas out, but we're gonna see what happens when we combine that gas from our lungs with this liquid through that bottle. I'm gonna ask my sons to come help me outside. So let's go check that out. Okay, here's my son Tyler. Say hi, Tyler.
Hello.
He's gonna dip that bottle into the solution and he's gonna blow really hard as he can. And it's like, okay, don't let it fall. Try again and see if you can make it not fall. It makes a snake out of the bubbles. Let's see if you can make it go and go and go. You can see you have to blow hard. If you need help, ask mom or dad to blow hard for you. So cool. Okay, Dylan's going to come over and show us our very last one. Come on over, Dylan. Thanks, Tyler. Dylan's going to bring over some sodas for us. Will you bring both of them over? Whenever I do this one, your parents know this one. This is an oldie but a goodie. And because I saw you on Wednesday and I got to give you part of this experiment, I decided to go ahead and do it because you probably haven't done this experiment before. Okay, I always use Diet when I do this. They fell over, so they're going a little bit. Okay, give it just a second. Wait just a second.
Right.
Okay, so I always use Diet just because you guys know what I think about ants, don't you? So there goes Joey. So what Dylan is going to do is we can see here that I just have 2 liters of Diet soda. And then that's because I don't want any sugar for the ants. And then these 2 guys are going to use some of those Mentos candies just like I gave you. Wait. Okay, so what these guys are going to do is they're going to put some Mentos candies in these sodas. Okay, hold on just a second. We'll say on the count of 3. Does that sound good, boys?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. See why you have to do that one outside? Because it's a little bit of a mess. And Joey's like, it's a little bit of a mess. Isn't that so fun?
Oh my word, wasn't that so much fun? So I give you those Mentos candies. Obviously, you'd have to get your own soda to do that with if you happen to have one at home or if your parents get one at the store. And if they don't, it's okay. If it's okay with them, you can just eat them and enjoy them because that's kind of fun. The cool thing is that experiment has been around for actually about 20 years, and it's even been on the show Mythbusters. So your parents have probably already seen it, but you maybe haven't had a chance to do it yourself. So I hope you enjoyed all of our fun water bottle experiments, making tornadoes and snake bubbles and making the carbon dioxide come out of the soda faster. Bye, first grade. I'll see you tomorrow for our very last video. First grade, you thought I was all done with that video. I even said goodbye. And look, it's actually a different day because you can see I'm standing in my kitchen on a different day. However, after I filmed our last science experiments, I happened upon this awesome science experiment and I couldn't not share it with you. So I had to show it to you. And you know the coolest thing? When you come see me on Wednesday to drop off your homework, I'm going to give you the Mentos like I showed you to be able to do the soda bottle experiment. But I'm also going to give you a sweet mom in our class donated them to me because she knew how much I loved this. And so I'm going to give you this. Doesn't this look kind of weird? This is actually an Alka-Seltzer. This is something you kind of take for an upset stomach. Don't eat it or anything. But we're going to do something with this right here. And I'm going to show you how to do this. This is actually a really cool experiment with water and oil. In fact, my boys are going to come help me while I explain. Boys, would you, I forgot to get water. Would you guys get some water, about half a cup with the measuring cups? They're going to do that. So what's going to happen, I already put about a half a cup of oil in 3 different glasses. Now, I did it in 3 because my boys are going to help me so we can do it with different colors because we thought that would be fun. So what we're going to do first, and I'll do this one first, Tyler. You're going to put about half a cup. Now, watch really close what's going to happen. This is just oil. Wait. This is oil like this, like vegetable oil. Okay, watch what's going to first happen when we put about half a cup of water into it. Okay, that's good. Okay, watch what happened. Okay, he's going to do the other ones while I tell you. What happened down here, first grade? Isn't this so cool? What happened is, guess what? Well, there's a few bubbles, and that will go away in just a little bit, and it's kind of happening on the other one too. But water is actually heavier. You can hear that, huh? Is actually heavier than oil. So guess what it does? What do you think something heavier does? We might need a little more over here because I actually put, the other ones I put half a cup in. This one, since it was a bigger container, I put 3/4 of a cup in. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. So now inside our glass bottles, or this is actually plastic, I want you to be able to see, I have half a cup of vegetable oil. Now, I ran out, as you can see, I was about out of this, so I actually have olive oil too. You can see that's why it's a little bit different color. It's just a different kind of oil. Now you're going to take your food coloring. So all I have is about equal parts of water and oil. Now I'm going to take my food coloring. We're all going to take different colors. And we're going to add about 10 to 15 drops. It doesn't have to be exact, but 10 drops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I got it on the side. 10. What do you notice happens with the food coloring? So what do you think it is compared to the oil? Yes, it's heavier than the oil also. Okay. Now we're going to take these little Alka-Seltzer packets. They look like this. When you open them, and have your moms and dads help you open them, there's 2 tablets inside, okay? So, oops, your tablet broke, but it will still work just fine. Sorry. Oh, I broke these tablets. Sorry. There you go. Okay, so what we're going to do, and then Mr. Ellis, our film crew, is going to come and show you really close. And that's why I gave you 2 so that you could do this experiment twice. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Do we want to do one at a time or all 3?
Yeah, let's do them all 3.
Okay, let's do all 3. 1, 2, 3. There's carbon, if I can say it right, carbon dioxide in those Alka-Seltzer tablets, and they're reacting with the water and the oil, and look what they're doing to the food coloring. Now, it's kind of interesting. This, the nicer oil is probably more expensive. And so it maybe is doing it, it's much heavier, I think. So here's what we're learning from that is the lighter oil is probably better. Okay, look at these ones. Look at what's happening. It's kind of like our own lava lamp. Ooh, look at the blue one I think is my favorite, you guys. What do you guys think?
It's the blue one.
It's the blue one. We like the blue one the best. So very, very cool. Okay, first grade, you too can make your own lava lamp at home with the heavier water, which is just water, the lighter oil, a little bit of food coloring, and we're gonna get our carbon dioxide from Alka-Seltzer, and we learned from this, a lighter vegetable oil is what works best. Okay, have so much fun with science, you guys. It's awesome. See you later.